Hello and welcome, knowledge seekers. You've tuned into the Learning Corner, the YouTube channel where we believe that knowledge is not just power, it's a gift meant to be shared. We're devoted to exploring and understanding the world around us, and we're thrilled to have you join us on this journey. Our mission is to make learning accessible, interesting, and fun. Remember, every view, every like, every share, and every subscription fuels our passion to bring you more enlightening content. So, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, share our videos with your friends, drop us a comment, and give us a like. Your support means the world to us. Today, we're venturing into an intriguing aspect of our everyday lives: hunger. But we're not just talking about the physical hunger that makes your stomach growl. We're delving into the complex interplay between physical and emotional hunger. So, buckle up, grab a snack if you must, and let's embark on this journey of understanding and controlling our hunger. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Have you ever wondered about the difference between emotional hunger and physical hunger? We all experience those gnawing pangs in our stomachs, signaling us to raid the fridge. Yet at times we find ourselves reaching for comfort food, even when we're far from famished. What's that all about? Welcome to the intriguing world of hunger, a complex sensation that's not just about keeping our bodies fueled. It's a delicate dance between our physical needs and our emotions. Understanding this duality, the interplay between emotional and physical hunger, is crucial for our health and well-being. Physical hunger keeps us alive, while emotional hunger relates to our feelings. They're two sides of the same coin, yet they're distinctly different. One satisfies our body's need for nutrients, the other pacifies our emotions. It's a fascinating topic, one that holds the key to a healthier, more balanced life. So are you ready to embark on this journey of understanding your hunger? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this fascinating topic. So, what is physical hunger? It's a question that might seem simple, but has a fascinatingly complex answer rooted in biology and survival. Physical hunger is essentially our body's way of signaling that it needs replenishment, that it's time for us to consume food to provide the energy necessary for our survival. It's a survival mechanism that's been with us since the very beginning, a fundamental part of our biology that's essential to our existence. To understand physical hunger, let's delve into the biological aspects. Our bodies have a sophisticated system to regulate energy balance. When our bodies lack the energy they need, our stomachs send a signal to our brains, initiating the sensation of hunger. This process is regulated by hormones such as ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin, often referred to as the hunger hormone, increases before meals and decreases after, signaling our brain that it's time to eat. Leptin, on the other hand, is released from fat cells and sends a signal to our brain when we're full. Now, how does one recognize physical hunger? It's typically associated with certain physical signs. You might experience a rumbling or growling in your stomach, a clear signal that it's time to eat. You might also feel lightheaded or fatigued, as your body is running low on the energy it needs to function optimally. Other signs can include irritability, difficulty focusing, or even mild headaches. These signals occur gradually and increase in intensity over time. They won't go away unless you eat and provide your body with the energy it needs. This is distinct from other types of hunger, such as emotional hunger, which we'll discuss later. Physical hunger is not just about the food on our plates. It's about our body's need for energy, for sustenance, for survival. It's an integral part of our biology, an essential signal that helps guide our eating behaviors and maintain our overall health. And so we come to understand that physical hunger is our body's way of telling us it needs fuel to keep going. It's a natural biological process that ensures we consume the energy needed for our day-to-day activities and overall survival. On the other hand, what do we mean by emotional hunger? When we talk about emotional hunger, we're delving into the psychological aspects of eating. This type of hunger isn't about the body's need for fuel, but rather about our emotions and feelings. It's a craving that originates not from an empty stomach, but from an emotional void that we sometimes try to fill with food. Picture this scenario. You've just had a pretty filling dinner, but you're still seeking a tub of ice cream or a big slice of chocolate cake. It's not because you're still physically hungry, but rather because you're dealing with emotional hunger. Emotional hunger can be tied to a variety of feelings. For instance, feeling stressed or anxious can trigger cravings for comfort foods. You might find yourself reaching for a bag of chips or a chocolate bar, not because you're physically hungry, but because eating these foods brings a sense of comfort and temporary relief from stress. Boredom is another common trigger for emotional hunger. When we're bored, we often look for ways to occupy our time, and eating can become a go-to activity. You might find yourself mindlessly munching on snacks, despite not feeling physically hungry. Emotional hunger is often specific. You're not just hungry, you're hungry for a particular food, usually something that's high in sugar or fat. This is because these foods release chemicals in the brain that make us feel happier, at least temporarily. One key characteristic of emotional hunger is that it doesn't correspond with your body's actual need for food. You might feel emotionally hungry even after a full meal. This is because emotional hunger is not about filling your stomach, but about addressing an emotional need or coping with negative feelings. To sum it up, emotional hunger is more about filling an emotional need rather than a physical one. Understanding this difference is crucial in recognizing our eating patterns and making healthier food choices. In our next scene, we'll delve deeper into the key differences between emotional and physical hunger. Now that we understand these two types of hunger, what sets them apart? First, let's consider the onset of hunger. Physical hunger is a gradual process. It's like a polite guest who sends an RSVP announcing its arrival. You'll feel it slowly intensify over several hours after your last meal. On the other hand, emotional hunger is like a surprise visitor. It comes on suddenly, often in response to a specific event or emotion. Now think about the types of food you crave when you're physically versus emotionally hungry. When your body needs fuel, it's generally not picky about what type of food it receives. A healthy salad, a hearty stew, a piece of fruit, all of these will satisfy physical hunger. But when you're emotionally hungry, you'll typically crave specific comfort foods. You might find yourself reaching for chocolate, ice cream, or a bag of salty chips, even if you're full. Another key difference lies in how we feel during and after eating. With physical hunger, there's a clear signal when you've had enough. Your stomach feels full and you stop eating. But with emotional hunger, it's harder to recognize that feeling of satisfaction. You might continue to eat, even past the point of comfort, driven by your emotions rather than your body's need for fuel. Finally, let's talk about the after effects. After eating to satisfy physical hunger, you'll generally feel better, more energized. Your body has received the fuel it needs to function. But after eating in response to emotional hunger, you might feel guilty or regretful, especially if you've overeaten or indulged in unhealthy foods. So it's clear that these two types of hunger are fundamentally different, and understanding these differences is crucial. When we can differentiate between physical and emotional hunger, we can make more mindful decisions about when and what to eat. Recognizing these differences is the first step to managing our eating habits better. So how can we control these two types of hunger? Is the question that brings us to this juncture of our discussion. Managing these forms of hunger is crucial to maintaining a balanced lifestyle and promoting overall wellness. Let's start with physical hunger, the biological imperative that drives us to refuel our bodies. A key strategy to manage it is to eat regular meals. Skipping meals can lead to extreme physical hunger, which often results in overeating. Consuming a balanced diet with a good mix of protein, fiber, and healthy fats can help keep this type of hunger in check. Remember, it's not just about when you eat, but also what you eat. On the other hand, emotional hunger is a bit more complex. It's often triggered by feelings rather than physical need, making it trickier to control. One effective method to handle emotional hunger is through mindfulness. This involves being fully aware of what you're experiencing in the moment, including your hunger cues. By recognizing the difference between physical need and emotional desire, you can make healthier eating choices. Stress management is another crucial aspect of controlling emotional hunger. High stress levels can trigger emotional eating, so finding ways to manage stress, whether it's through exercise, meditation, or simply taking time to relax, can help curb these cravings. But what if you've addressed your stress and you're still experiencing emotional hunger? In this case, it might be beneficial to find fulfilling activities that don't involve food. This could be anything from painting, reading a book, to taking a nature walk. By engaging in activities that bring you joy, you can help satisfy your emotional needs without resorting to food. So, there you have it. Controlling hunger, both physical and emotional, involves a combination of regular, balanced meals, mindfulness, stress management, and finding joy in activities beyond eating. Remember, everyone's journey is unique, and what works for one person might not work for another. With the right strategies, we can control our hunger and lead healthier lives. Let's continue to explore this fascinating topic in our next scene. To wrap up, we've embarked on an enlightening journey, exploring the distinctive facets of emotional and physical hunger. We've seen how physical hunger is a natural feeling that signals your body needs nourishment, while emotional hunger is driven by emotional needs and often leads to overeating and unhealthy food choices. We've also unraveled the key differences between the two, such as the gradual onset of physical hunger versus the sudden urge of emotional hunger, and how emotional hunger is not satisfied once we're full. We've shared insights on how to control both types of hunger, emphasizing mindful eating, recognizing your triggers, and finding healthier coping mechanisms for stress and emotions. This understanding is not just about distinguishing between different types of hunger, but it's an essential part of maintaining our overall health and well-being. It's about creating a balanced relationship with food that nourishes not just our body, but also our mind and soul. Remember, understanding our hunger is a crucial part of leading a balanced and healthy lifestyle.